morning, everybody. Today we are here to celebrate Women's Day. We celebrate the BEHAVIOURAL days in this with the group therapy. So today we are celebrating Women's Day. So on this auspicious day, I start my presentation with a verse from Manusmriti. It is said as Yatra Naryastu Pujjante Ramante Tatra Devata. This means wherever the women are developed, worship, enhanced, there the God lives. So we start with this note. Now, in today's era, in today's day, we live in an era where we live in equality. Women and men are equal. Seen as equal, they appear equal. They do same things. Whatever male can do is all things women can do. This empowerment and this development the women has attained in the society. With respecting their individuality and respecting their own qualities. We see women are marking success in every aspect of life, in their career, in their personal life, in their sociality, as well as they as a female and as an empowering agent of society. It is kind of stepping stone, or it is kind of time which is a stepping stone for women who are getting empowered, who are getting ahead, who are leading the world, managing the world, showing her qualities and using that qualities with society, for society. And as well as striving, as well as developing. In Marathi, we say "Mulgi shikli pragati zali," which means if a lady, if a girl is educated and come ahead in the family, in the community, in the society, the whole society, family, community is developed because she has some natural quality. Every woman has natural quality to impart. Even a baby girl or a little girl in family is a gem for the home. She fills the whole home with her little footsteps and her little memories, her cries, her laughs, and everything. This makes a family within a strong bond. It makes a strong bond with family around people, with siblings. As she grows, she has buddies. Her father, her mother become her buddies. Her siblings, her cousins became her first part mates, playmates, and even the grandparents. She makes a strong bond with everybody, and every family member, every member around knows in her development. As she is developing, she imparts everybody in her growing feeling. Growing as a girl, having sensitive issues, having sensitive mind, sensitive to everything, taking pain or sensing pain of someone in the home, taking care of something, putting a good effort to put the family ahead. And these qualities are just found in female, not in the male. This is also with when she grows up, when she goes in career, when she leaves the society, it goes there also. She is the best educator with a natural quality of being educated, with a natural quality of being a good communicator, and she is a best caretaker. She is the best manager. We'll see in all good companies, the HR are always females. This is the reason because these are natural qualities. She is a good administrator. We see good models in society which are females, who is Indira Gandhi, P.T. Usha, Kiran Bedi, Lata Mangeshkar, Neeta Ambani, Mother Teresa, many of them, and everything she do in society, in her home, is in her home. She's one man army. She's being a good mother. She's a being good wife. She's a being good sister, sister-in-law. She's a being good manager of finances. In Sanskrit, there is one more verse called Grihini Sachiva Sakhi Mita Priyashya Dalite Kala Vido, which means that she's the Sachi, she's the secretary of the house. She's the art of the house, art maker of the house. She's the ethics of house. She makes a person, makes a man in a good mood. And respecting this, she performs every duty of the society with mother's love. Every girl is endowed with this motherhood by nature, by childhood. The society is just to impart it. The society is just to shape that motherhood when she's growing up. Today, we leave this session on the same note by following this natural qualities, following this mother love, whatever she gives to society. On the same similar note, I call my colleague Preeti Kamal. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good morning. Today I am going to talk about an important topic, that is how to tackle or train the adolescent fear. Especially because of the Women's Day, it is painting for the special girl child, and I am going to talk about the boy also. Like how to tackle the adolescent fear of the child. During what are the prerequisites, what are the pre-training that can be carried out for the child, for the special child becoming adolescent, or during the adolescent period of so what are the training you can take for the child? The first and important topic is the ADL. ADL in the sense activity of daily living. It's not only for the girl child, it's even for the applicable also boy child. It is an important topic because the activity of daily living in the sense it has adaptive behavior. Adaptive behavior is it's a behavior that makes a child independent in the day-to-day routine activity. For example, it includes brushing, bathing, lacing, getting ready, and taking bath also, and lacing, zipping kind of activity. And you should remember the age normative. For example, until 5 years or 6 years also, the parents might help the child to brushing, bathing, and thinking that okay, my child is getting speech, but the aging kind of thing that I'm doing, my child is not doing. You should not leave like that until 3 or 4 years, but it is fine. But until 5 years of time, you shouldn't leave and ask the child, okay, you only have to tell the child to brushing and this kind of alien kind of activity till 5 years or 6 years. Up to that, the child become normal and like an independent. Okay, if the child is not doing that means, for example, the few children, even after getting 5 years means they don't allow the parents to put the brush in it, put the brush inside the mouth. If that is happening means the child is facing an oral issues. Oral sensory issues has been taking place. OT issues are going on. Then what you do is like come to the therapist, ask the technique. The oral massaging has been done. So after that, obviously the oral issues that get reduced and the child is able to do that. If the child is having difficulty to splitting, the child do the brushing, but splitting the child is facing. So that means the child has to do the puffing like this. So this all comes under the oral exercises, the tongue derivations and all. If the child is facing difficulty means you should consult the OT therapist or the speech therapist and ask their respective thing. Okay, that is a part of brushing. If the child is not able to do the buttoning kind of thing, first you need to focus on the zipping, whether my child is able to zipping. That comes under, because day to day means they need to learn the dress. The only people help means obviously 5 years, 6 years it is fine. But in the future, every time the parents can't be there. The child should become independent. Okay, for that kind of activity, the buttoning mainly helps with the child's psychology also. Because when the child is able to put that one button and this the child eye-hand coordination will be improved. In turn, that makes the child to improve in cognition, as well as that makes the child to become independent also. So like this lacing also. Whether the child can able to differentiate the right slipper as well as the left slipper. Whether the child can able, when the two slippers are separate, it can able to put it properly. Okay, if it is a slipper means it can able to tie the shoes. So that is also required. Until 5 years, it's fine. But after 5 years, check once whether my child is doing all this activity independent of what. If it is not independent of she is not independent, consult your speech therapist or the OT therapist and ask the respective goals of the therapy. First, fix them. In ADL kind of, not only when your child is improving speech, don't just concentrate on that. Oh, my child is improving speech, but this kind of activity also you should get focused. Whether my child is getting independent or what. Okay, if the child is having lacking until 6 years or 5 years, it's fine. If my child is lacking in that, consult the OT or speech therapist and get a few techniques I told them. If this technique also not applicable, then ask a few therapists or tell the specific concern, because each and every child is special. Each and every child has an expected problem.
There is no tripod.
Consult that and get rid of that. And next is like self-regulation. Self-regulation in the sense the few children having, especially this irritability will be there, hyperactivity will be there, and they will be like too much maladaptivity. Maladaptive in the sense too much irritability kind of thing. They doesn't know how to react to it. They doesn't know how to show the emotion. That is lacking because of the self-regulation behavior. Self-regulation means I'm talking and standing to you because I have my own regulation. I need to stand. I need to talk about this topic. So I have my emotion, that is called emotional intelligence coefficient, EI coefficient. So that is good enough. But in case of autism, it is lacking. Why it is lacking? Because in the brain, 2 hemisphere will be there. The processing information between the 2 hemisphere is affected in that. So EI is reduced in that. So because of the EI is reduced, they can't able to balance that emotional kind of thing. So because they can't able to balance that emotional kind of thing, that increases the behavior. They can't know how to express this. They can't, for example, when you're calling your child, do this activity, the child is not able to show the interest. So he can't say, if it's like verbal means he can say no. But the child is not able to speak no. So he can't able to express his outcome. So that time he will show this behavior. What the parents will think, oh, the child is crying, the child is having behavior, a lot of behavior issues is there. Oh, my child can't express. So like that. When the child is not doing something, means try to understand the child. Personally, the parents are the best speech therapists. The parents know better than our speech therapist or OT therapist. First, know the child personally. Why my child is doing that? It shouldn't be like 3 years, 4 years. Until the child birth itself, you need to observe the child. Why my child is doing like that? Some behavior. Why the other child is doing that? Why my child is not doing that? So observe the child. Each and one behavior the child is learning means it is specific. It is called ABA. ABA therapy means applied behavior analysis. Applied behavior analysis means we learn the behavior. For example, if the child is doing that behavior means we observe it. Why that behavior is happening. Then we give the treatment, several learning. Why that behavior is happening means we'll treat that with the several types of training that we will get from the models that are here. So based on that, we will register the next class. So if this is happening, then automatically the self-regulations will be happening. So that is why because of this automatically the self-regulations will be reduced and you can try to the so before even the ordinary girl itself can't able to face that situation, they will be having stomachache, cramp. So that time even the ordinary girl can't able to express it. They will feel shy kind of issues. How come the special child able to express it? So if the child is doing that itself, 2 years before itself you need to teach the child what all that. So I'll be talking regarding all this point. The first come whether my child, for example, the behavior issues is that too much hyperactivity is there. Okay, whether after some years of age, whether this will be reduced or what? The first question will be like that. It is like from the studies it has been proven that after a several period of time, like for example, child is 5 years now. If the child goes to 7 or 8 years, that behavior issues will be decreased. It's not like complete decrease, like few, for example, 20 to 30% it will decrease. Why? Because during the time, the brain processing and maturity of the brain will be happening. So the maturity in the happening means the brain neuronal processing will be good with that. So that is why the behavior issues, that is as the age process, the behavior issues will be like slightly will be reduced. But it doesn't mean that completely reduced. You need to observe that behavior, whether what kind of behavior my child is having. As the age increases, whether this behavior is reducing or what. And you need to whether specific behavior or that, whether it is increasing or decreasing. You should go to behavior therapist or speech therapist and ask the specific person like that. And next comes sleeping disturbances. Few children, autism children have the sleeping disturbance kind of. Like suddenly in midnight they will awake, and suddenly midnight they will awake and smile. So like that issues and all will be there. So you should think why it is happening. For example, few children because of cold or fever also they suddenly awake, and few children because they are having like high medication or antibiotics, like high medication for the few children it will be happening. And few children like sleep disturbance mainly affected if the child sleeps early. Like for example, usual time will be 9-10 o'clock. But the child sleeps like 8 o'clock, so that time also the sleep disturbance will be happening. So if it is like sleep disturbance is happening for the child, check why the sleep disturbance. First, you need to get the cause of it. For example, if the child is having sleep disturbance, then if I tell, like I told 3 techniques, this 3 technique doesn't work for all the child. It depends on what is the cause of the sleep disturbance. Once you get that cause, that is what in ABA it focuses. Once you get the cause of the sleep disturbance, automatically, once you rectify that cause, automatically the disturbance or what are the behaviors that will be controlled. And next comes in areas where, for example, the child is coming for the pubertal or adolescent means, what are the areas you need to cover? First, you need to prepare your child for puberty. For example, if the child is having 9 years or 10 years means, in 7 years or 8 years itself, you need to teach the child. First, the ADL, all the skills it should be covered. I said bedsheet, bathing, dressing, and raising, right and left differentiation, sipping, kind of all the issues should be correct. And you need to know the place of it, like private places, body parts, everything the child has to. And you can question them. My child is not able to express at all. Speech is not there. How come my child can able to learn this kind of behavior? It is not that this behavior can't learn at all. Because speech is different. Speech in the sense it requires lot of brain processing. So obviously it is developing, it is difficult. But this is all of non-verbal behaviors. If you train like 21 days continuous, the studies has been proven. If you train for 21 days, automatically these are the behaviors, the ideal kind of behaviors or the child to become independent, the self-regulation and all. If you train the child like in the correct way, like 21 days, is automatically the child is can able to develop the ideal kind of thing as well as able to get the self-regulation also. For example, preparing for puberty means, like I said, 9 years means 7 years itself, you need to teach basic, like ADL is covered or what? Okay, once the ADL, my child is able to do independent brushing, bathing, everything is covered. Then you need to teach the child the private place, hygienic, how to keep it hygienic. So, in which are the private places that you need to teach him. And schooling also is very much required. Like it is until 6 years, 5 years it's fine. But after 6 years or 5 years, going to school means that able to develop the child's punctuality kind of behavior will be developed. Because when the child is going to school means obviously you'll see the other normal children also. So you will get to know by seeing the child will be having good imitation skill. So seeing that child, the child get to know, oh, I'm seeing that the child is going to school good. So like that I also need to do. So that imitation kind of skills, that punctual, time punctual, so that everything it is very much important. So if the child is like 7 years or 6 years, the schooling is very much required. And next thing, good touch and bad touch, especially for the child, girl child, it is very much important. So you need to teach the child, okay, which is the good touch. Okay, if the child is able to express means, if it is like a good touch, it's fine. But if it is like a bad touch, you should say the word no, or you should do like this. If the child is non-verbal means, at least some kind of negative you should do. At least some kind of shouting, that sign you should create. Good or which is bad, that you need to train the child for separate that is okay. The child, even after doing this also my child is not doing means, ask the therapist which are the problem, or you can ask me which are the problem my child is facing, and list out that and come to the therapist and we'll clear it off. And next to that, when the child is coming like during the 9 years to 13 years, the child will be attaining the menses period of time. So even for the ordinary girl also, stomach ache will be there, cramps will be there, irritability will be there. They can't also tolerate. But how come this special girl child can able to train? So that is what you need to understand the child personally. Okay, these all issues are happening. So you need to prepare the child physically as well as mentally. Physically in a sense, giving the appropriate medication before itself. You need to record the timings or the days which all the girls is getting. And before that itself, you need to give some kind of medication or you need to give some healthy kind of foods so that the girl can't able to get that pain or cramps like that. And next is like preparing for the girl child to wear the sanitary pads and go to the shops and how to first teach her how to use that, what is it, and go to the shop, how the girl child will purchase that. In order to improve that, money concept is very much important. Even if the child is not able to calculate, the maths and all obviously is very required. If the child can't able to do the maths concept also, at least basic kind of thing, oh this is money, if I give that something things I'll get. So like that concept the child should give. And if it is like a non-verbal also, there are many sort of technology has been developed. It is not like old technique. It's not like checkbook, prompting. You tell. You can't force the child like that. If you force, automatically the child won't tell at all. So there is many different modern therapy strategies that has been created and that has been ongoing. And moreover, research that has been conducted. Even for the non-verbal child also, you can able to get into like how verbal child speaking, like that non-verbal child also can able to speak. Because autism, there is no certain cause has been not diagnosed yet. There will be cause will be there. And the few parents will ask, ma'am, up to 2 years, everything was normal. After 2 years, what happened, I don't know. My child is not normal. So it is because there's some kind of drawing processing will be there. Even if you go to MRI also, everything will be normal. If you do EEG also, everything will be normal. If you, let's say example of 2 child. One child EEG will be normal, he will become autism. One child EEG is abnormal, he will become autism. So for that child, option is there, cause is there. For this child, no cause is there. What can you do for that? So it all depends upon the causes you need to find out and rectify the problem. And if there is, even if it is not autism, it is not like it can't be cured at all. It can be cured. But the way you approach, the therapy, the strategies you will do. First I'll tell you, there is a different speech strategies actually. So in order to speak, we'll use a more facilitation approach like that and that. Okay, in that approach itself, my child is not speaking also. It depends upon the time duration. For example, even after 2 to 3 years of giving speech therapy also, my child is not even speaking 1 word also, 2 word also, then you need to go for the different modern therapy techniques. That is called AAC. AAC is an alternative accommodative communication. This is PECS, Picture Exchange Communication System is there. So in this, the child has been given a board. In that, the few buttons will be there. For example, few what are the daily required. For example, I want means I want button will be there. If the child wants I want brush means you will press that button. I want brush. So in that, the sound will be elicited. The child will press that button. So immediately, the mama will give a certain things. So you can question that, okay, with that accommodation, AAC, my child can't be able to verbal, nothing like that actually. So if you continuously do that kind of AAC means, the child will get the concept. Oh, the child will get some kind of mode of communication. Oh, if I point to that, I am getting this thing. If I am pointing to that, I am getting water. If I am pointing to that, I am getting food. Means the child understands. Oh, the mode of communication has been improved with the child. So automatically, when that understanding will come, automatically the speech will be improved. But it also depends upon the child's capability, and it also depends upon the therapy strategies how you use. So there is first you need to understand what is the mode of communication of the child. Don't start with the therapy like speech. Oh, speech. Not like that. First you need to teach what is the mode, how my child is communicating. For example, if the child was modeling, whether my child is pointing or something my child is doing. If the child is not pointing also, then his mode of communication itself lacking. So first you need to teach the child pointing. Then only you can go with the other child. And you can question, oh, my child is learning pointing well, so my child will be adapted to that only. Why speech can't come? It is not like that. Your child is pointing well, he understand the concept of communication. Oh, I'm pointing to that, I'm getting this. So the communication is getting for him. So obviously next time when you relate that or go, so that time he will relate that concept and he will try to express. So these are the concepts for 3 years or 4 years children. And after that, like along with the behavior kind of issues is all there. And for example, autism, what is happening is right, everything will be normal is there, but behavior issues will be there. So that what the behavior makes them to become stubborn and they can't able to speak. How these children will learn speech? Because they will try to imitate. That's what they learn their mother tongue. If the child, for example, one family they speaking Tamil, in that family, everyone was speaking Tamil and the child is picking up the imitations of Tamil song and he is speaking. So in autism, what is happening is that like imitations is not there. What the parents are doing, so that is not there. And this behavior also, it arises. Shouting, screaming, hyperactivity, these all will be arising. So because of this behavior, it makes the child to develop speech. So first, reduce that behavior. Use that ABA, applied behavior analysis. Learn what is why my child is doing that behavior, and after learning that, teach the method. Ask the therapist, my child is doing that, why he is doing that. So later, after consulting the therapist, automatically it will reduce it. And if you start to speak, automatically it will improve. And there is different strategies also. Like I said, modern therapy, initially like oral exercises, next comes the strikes and all like this. Okay, this is all the peer guided or system. Thank you.